because we're having a conversation and we're talking about a specific topic, and Charlie said, what does inflammatory mean? He said, I thought inflammatory was just like something that when you eat, it gives you inflammation. And I said, well, no, inflammatory, because we were saying like an inflammatory topic, you can even say that. And it refers to something that provokes or causes inflammation, which is the body's response to injury and infection, characterized by redness, swelling, heat, and pain. And this term can be used metaphorically to describe statements, actions, or situations that provoke strong emotions or reactions. You got it? Yeah, so statements that promote strong emotions or reaction, often in a negative or confrontational manner. So that's what inflammatory means. Yeah, it's strange. It's strange that you can use certain words for physical pain, but also as metaphors. So that's how language works. That's what makes it fun as well. So when you write down some things, you can convey a meaning from a physical statement, like a sensation of pain, and you can convey it even in words to mean something else, and you can use it in different ways. And that's really something that is beautiful about language. And also you have to know that some languages, like English, has a very extensive vocabulary because there are so many speakers around the world. Because certain cultures or languages don't even have certain words. You know, like I was studying once. I studied the translation studies, and they say that the Eskimo, the Eskimo that live at I don't know if they live at the North Pole or South Pole, but they have so many different ways to describe, like 20 different varieties to describe snow. Like, because there is the snow that is wet, dry snow, and for them, apparently, it's vital to know that.
So the same stories with, like you can say good or bad in so many ways.
Yeah.
But then you have many words that they mean the same.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're even written the same. And like, why couldn't they find it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for example, for me, striking, like you can say I love you in English, and you can say it to anybody that you care about. But in Italian, you can say ti voglio bene, that you can tell
specifically, right?
You can tell everyone, but you can say to a lover ti amo. That is really, really different as well. So it has a different meaning.
It's just like crazy that like there are literally some things that they're two different things and they have the same word to name them.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can say good in like such many ways. Excellent, amazing, wonderful, incredible,
Now you threw a little bit of the English wonderful.
Yeah, right. Welcome everybody.
Yeah.
I'm late.
That's okay.
Wait, what is this going?
Don't tell me this time already the microphone already goes on and on.
We need like those
the arms. Well, tough luck. I told you at the beginning.
Well,
but
we still can make it happen.
We still can make it happen.
Yeah.
So we're saying that we're talking about your mom's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She's 46. Okay, and you're 22.
Yeah.
And she had you at 20.
Wait, I'm 23.
You're 22. I'm
already
stuck with this idea that you're freaking 22.
I can be whatever you want.
Oh, no, that's not a good thing to say.
Okay, I can be no matter whatever. It's just a number, right?
If you give other people agency to be whatever you want, that's dangerous.
Okay, I can be how old do you want me to be?
That is even worse.
Why? It's just a number. It doesn't matter.
No, man. That's like prostitute talk.
Oh, fuck. Do we need to cut it?
So, no, we're good. So, and you said your mom had you at age
21, I think.
21. That is really, really like remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. And your siblings? How old were they?
They were 5 years after me.
5 years.
So
Wow, they took their time after you.
Yeah.
Did you feel alone after 5 years? Like
No, I
5
was
years?
happy.
Damn, well, you were the only child, so you were really like
I was in the center.
at the center of everything.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. How did you feel after your brothers and sister came out? Because you have twins.
Yeah. Well, I felt good, just a little bit jealous for some time, but later we got good.
You were
Yeah.
jealous?
Well, because like I was not in the center
What did they
anymore.
tell you? Oh, Charlie, you're gonna have a brother, and
No, the doctor asked me if I want brother and sister. I said both. And they end
damn.
up having brother and sister at once.
damn, wow. For me, like
Surprise! What would happen if you have your second kid and there will be two?
welcome. Yeah. Welcome.
Wait, so what was the break between your kids? 5 years? 4?
No, two and a half.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so
I was 28 when my first son was born, and
Yeah.
I was 31
he's
when
12
my daughter.
now, right?
He's 12 going for 13 in April. My daughter, she's 10. Yeah.
Oh, she's 10 already?
Mhm.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I thought she's 8.
No.
The time goes fast.
No, man.
The
no.
time goes fast.
Yeah. And you were saying, you remember when your mom was 34?
Yeah, I still have it stuck in my head.
That your mom was 34.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, time goes. Time flies. After 18, for me, like this thing that you have when you're close to get to 18. And I remember my dad said, yeah, you believe that when you're 18, you're going to grab the sky with your hands.
Mhm.
To mean like nothing's going to change. You're just going to have
Yeah.
more responsibilities. Because at least during my time, 18 years old in Italy is the time where you can get a driver's license. And everybody wanted to get a driver's license because they wanted to
Okay.
get the hell out and run away, you know? Just have more freedom.
And there's the drinking age there too, right? 18.
18.
But I don't think
Smoking as well.
But I don't think they care like at all to like
No,
checking that, right?
well, if you're going by, I suppose they do. For cigarettes, they still require for you to show ID. I mean, I think it's normal here as well.
Yeah, but here's like very restrictive.
It is.
Like
21 is like a hard line.
Plus they check if you're even 40, look 40, you know.
Yeah, I think 16 is too early to drive
Over there?
here.
14.
16 years old in the United States.
14.
Why 14?
It's I think 2 states has 14.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Can
think,
you imagine?
No, I think this age is
14?
too early to drive.
Let me see what states.
It should be at least 18, I think. And also, I think maybe voting should be 21.
Oh, yeah. What is voting? 18?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
But other countries have voting as well at 18.
Actually, it's plenty states. Wait.
But 14 with the driver.
Mm-hmm. You can get a learner's permit at 14 in Alaska, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, North Dakota, and South Dakota. So 6 states. Well, all the way.
Arkansas. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
6 states.
Wow.
That's crazy though. Like
I mean,
14, it's very
I don't know
young.
if it's... Well,
Can you imagine your son in 1 year will get it?
oh
And
my
drive?
God. Yeah, no. No, that'll be way too early.
Way too early,
Crazy,
right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Even 16 sometimes like wow.
No, yeah, I couldn't believe that. Yeah. I mean, what brought them to the side that 16 was a good age, I suppose, you know, compared to like Europe. It's
I
like,
think back in the history in some countries in Europe, it was 16 was the age too.
no way.
Yeah.
No, it's too much.
I think that's what my dad told me.
Then one thing that Americans will never understand
What is it?
is the cost of getting a driver's license in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Thousands.
other than paying $10 a gallon, translated from dollars to euros per liter in Italy is at least €2 something per liter. There will be 4.75 liters is 1 gallon, equivalent to easy $10 a gallon compared to the United States. But the cost of you getting a driver's license when you're 18, when I took it, and it was 20 years ago, I would say, 22 years ago, 21, I paid 500 euros, equivalent to roughly $600 something. Now, it's even more expensive.
As far as I know, it gets to $1,000, equivalent of $1,000 per person.
And it's not like the way you go to school, driving school. You have to go there for a month, attend every day, and learn the theory, then take the exam for the theory. And if you do 4 mistakes on a test of 30 questions, you're done. I took it the first time with 3 mistakes I did, and it was fantastic. And then after that, you start doing the driving. And then you do the exam with the driving, and of course, you drive a manual. It's not like here that you bring your own car. No, you drive their car. And you have... There's this thing when the person that the examiner that just does it on purpose. It makes you park, transversely
To make you fail.
They would do anything.
They want to make more money.
And then when you drive, they will go exactly on top of a uphill at a stop sign and see if you can juggle between the clutch and the accelerator. Because when you have a manual, you need to do, there's no like stop and then accelerate like you have like with the automatic. You know what I mean, right?
I know.
Like they game with the pedals.
And the car usually turns off.
And the car can turn off if you put too much gas and less clutch. Oh shit!
So there were people who were joking when they were like stealing cars here. They were like, "Oh, if you don't want your car to be stolen, just buy manual."
Buy manual.
They will not know how to drive.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But the only thing, like, I was doing a search the other day for like just for fun for cars and to buy like I don't know, an SUV or a how do you call it? A larger 4-door
truck?
No, a car, a normal vehicle. Shit, a normal long 4-door vehicle.
Combi?
No,
wait. SUV.
No, there's this different
Sedan?
models. Sedan. Yes.
That's not. I mean, it's
Shit.
long, but it's like cut.
It's that's hatchback.
No. Like sedan, it's like goes long, but like back and front is cut and then goes like this, right?
Kind of.
Hatchback, it's when it goes like this and then
it's cut.
and there's also shooting brake when it goes like this, and then like the back is like kind of like down the middle.
Okay.
There was the Kia Proceed.
Okay.
Very nice car.
So a sedan that is manual, hard to find. If you can find a manual vehicle here, it'll be much cheaper to buy compared to they usually cost less and have less mileage because not everybody likes to drive manual. I wouldn't mind.
I don't.
Yeah. So
it's not comfortable.
So we're saying about talking about your mom that had children early, and I say, wow, that's at different times. And then something else came to mind that I was reading the other day that the actual divorce rate in the United States is 50%. 78% for second time when you marry for the second time. When people marry for the second time, 78% divorce rate.
Wow.
That is insane. Like, what have you learned the first time that you didn't apply the second time?
But I've heard like some people were saying that if you take those like marriages when they married like very quick or when they married in high school, there might be like lower rate, but because they take like all of those.
Well, unless they're religious from the same community, they might stuck together. But
still, it's a issue.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I met this guy the other day at work. He was telling me like he has 2 kids, and he told me what age he got married. He was 21, she was 18, and she said we were too young. He said, and we didn't even know who we were, and she he said later she wanted to find herself and all this stuff, so they divorced. And he raised the kids.
Yeah.
He raised the kids. Then when the kids got 15 years old, that it was more easier to manage them, she came back and she wanted to have them as well.
I think it's too early, you know, because in your 20s you're kind of like still trying to figure out the stuff.
That's true, but physiologically,
it's the best age. I know.
It's the best age to have
but
kids.
Not anymore. People do it, you know.
Well, because the environment around us is not conducive to that kind of behavior. Because 20, 30 years ago, you had a community where there were certain values. You have a village, right? Where they have all these families and all these kids in communion together. The women hang out together, the men work together, everybody does it for the village. That's why there is this saying that says it takes a village to raise kids. It means that even when you're working, in that case, your neighbor can raise your kids. Or if somebody sees your kid doing something wrong, they will tell them and say, hey, what are you doing? So there's this social aspect of it where everybody is on each other's kids and raise them. And how would they do that? With religion, of course, by imparting moral values, by imparting shame at the same time. I don't think it's healthy to that extent, but it worked. So if you don't follow those rules of that community, you're an outcast. You're out. They kick you out. So therefore, you're not. So you do everything in order to conform to the rules. Am I saying that is a good thing? Probably it is. It is 50, 60% it is, but 40% maybe not, because if you want to do your own thing, you have people in extreme cases that take care of your business too much, and you don't have that autonomy to live your life the way you want.
But what you were saying, 50% rate of divorce, it sucks, you know.
That's fucking crazy.
Because people get together and they're technically sure that they want to spend their life together, and then that's it. So like, where's your commitment, right?
But
I mean, I know that people change, but so maybe I don't know. What's the solution?
Both.
So what's the solution for that?
It's men and women that have changed, and the environment around us. The proliferation of equality in the workforce has it made in a way that we all have the freedom to choose, in a good way. I'm really talking about positive in this way, you know, and there is the development of individualism, self-identity. I am worth this. I'm not going to settle down for this. But the thing is that not men, not women are good at being alone, I think. Like, we need each other.
Everybody does.
Yeah. There is these guys go around the streets and ask men, can we live without women? All the men say no. They go ask the women, can we live? Do we need men? They say no, we don't need men. And when you go around, the same people go around and say, how much should he spend you on the engagement ring?
I've heard it that somebody said 3 months salary, which is so stupid.
Yeah, no, some people some ladies
stupid.
shoot some stupid numbers like $100,000.
Oh.
Do you really know how much is $100,000 for a piece of
Shit.
carbon, a diamond that you can buy fake as well?
Yeah.
Because it's,
Looks
they
the
make
same.
artificial diamonds, they look the same. Right?
Yeah.
And they cost like
Like
I don't know,
the same with those posers. They buy Rolex from China.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Of course, and they post on social media how the investors they are.
Yeah, so in a society where... Yeah,
there was another story. Because on X, some people can, like, if you post something, they can add the information with like the source that this might be wrong.
Oh, yeah, community notes.
Yeah. So there was a dude, like, this kind of investor with the suit, and he posted like, oh, I'm 21 and this is my house and my investments, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody posted the link to the Zillow, says, this is unfortunately not the truth. this house it's for rent for $4,000 per month.
Oh,
It's available on Zillow.
wow, ouch.
You know what I mean?
What? Yeah, what people would
Some
not do.
people instead of focusing on just creating something, they just want to show what they don't have.
That's true.
They want to impress everybody around, but is it nice way? Not really.
Yeah, but is the negative assumption of thinking of material wealth, success, money. That's all there is now. Everybody wants the shortcut in a way that the lady wants to find the man that makes at least $1 million a year and they will be set for life, and they say, I want a man that takes care of me. I mean, it's not everybody, but there's so many shallow people that really are looking for that,
Yeah,
so
I know.
Or some others say, I don't want to go to a coffee shop for a first date. I want to go to a restaurant. And I say, well, why? I mean, what is your expectation? This person has just met you and he doesn't want to invest, first of all, a huge amount of money and time on you because you never know if it's going to work. And why should I drop $1, $2, $3, $4 hundreds of dollars for you?
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Unless somebody don't drink coffee.
And my best idea for if you're dating, go do a fun activity together. I don't know, go play mini golf. Why not the freaking coffee shop? What's wrong with it? Go take a walk in the park. Go karaoke. I don't know, go do something fun.
You can find cheap tickets for a basketball game for $20.
Yeah, I mean, you're going. If they like basketball, that's the other thing.
You said when you're dating, like more. I'm not saying the first time.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking the first time.
Oh, first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Because I
mean, everybody's different, so everybody has different. But what are you saying makes sense? Makes sense that you don't know somebody and you don't necessarily.
Unless times have changed and you come from another generation, so for you it will be different.
Well, I personally would rather go and sit at the bar somewhere and, have a snack and a drink instead of going for coffee, I just don't really, I prefer nighttime than daytime. So it might be preference,
Yeah.
It's just a preference.
So what you were saying about friends?
Yeah, that's...
Oh my God.
Happened a couple hours ago. Let's see. So France just became the first country in the world to explicitly make abortion a constitutional right. On Monday, France's parliament voted 780 to 72 to pass an amendment that enshrines abortion rights in the country's constitution. The measure, which was passed in response to the US overturning Roe versus Wade, states that French people have guaranteed freedom to abortion. Above all, we are sending a message to all women. Your body belongs to you and no one can decide for you. French Prime Minister. That's it. That's just fresh news, so...
Man, I cannot even start to think about this. This is such a ridiculous thing. And France is a Catholic country, too.
At some point.
I mean, Catholic, more like it's overrun by immigrants, not illegals, but... from Muslim countries.
Yeah.
And I saw a Muslim lady burning a French flag today. Like,
really?
Yeah, like nothing. Like they wouldn't know. I don't know, man.
What do you think?
This really that's hard. Yeah, I'm all for body autonomy and everything, but I'm not to that point to killing babies.
Mm-hmm.
The emphasis every time is a very sticky, very difficult topic to tackle, and this one really, if you go a little bit on that side, if you go a little bit on that side, you'll be labeled.
It's very inflammatory.
It's very inflammatory. Yeah, you'll be labeled as a devil or this or that, but you gotta be able to say your opinion, and it's like there was this congressional hearing. I only know his last name, Kennedy. He was talking with different doctors and economists, and he was explaining like, why do you think we should have end of term abortions, like abort a kid up to the point where you actually give him birth? And
yeah, there were.
And he explained the way
how it works.
No, he explained the way how abortion works, and it's really like terrible, because they would say, because they talk about it has to be painless for the woman and this and that, and the guy said like, so can it be painless for the baby too? And she said, what do you mean? And she says the baby at 21 weeks, his body is fully formed.
Yeah, that's true.
But she kept on saying the fetus, like as not, because what they do, people that are pro-choice will say, oh, it's just a clump of cells, you know, it's just a fetus. Nobody calls it a baby, you know, like if you're baking a cake, no. What do you call the cake? What do you call that? You call it a cake because eventually it stays in the oven. It's going to be a cake, correct? But let's say they will call it like something else instead of a cake in the end. I'm not trying to do the comparison between baby and cake. It's just to tell you that if you keep it in the oven for long, after it's done, it's going to be a cake. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to eat a baby. I mean, just to make it sure, to make things clear here for terminology's sake. So for me, when they call something else, when they change the name of it, like instead of calling pedophiles, you call it minor attracted person. Illegal, they say they don't want to call them anymore illegal immigrants, but they want to call it something else. Like you changing the name of stuff, like you're gonna make it different, you know?
That makes sense.
Like if you call insurrectionists revolutionaries, there is a difference, but they both do kind of like the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And for me, this dehumanizing thing of calling a fetus instead of a baby, it makes it sound like you're taking something out of it. And yeah, I'm all for bodily autonomy and everything, but we need to acknowledge, like, what are we doing? You know? And then why we importing millions of people from different all over the world, and then we're literally harming babies in this way? You know what I'm trying to say? So what is that? It's
hard to say.
It's a very, very controversial topic.
People don't have kids anymore.
And I'm not saying that I'm all in on one side or the other, but I want to try to make sense of it and find a way to have a good conversation in the middle with somebody, you know, and trying to figure it out. Because of course I'm not an expert, but I can have an opinion on it. And what is the opinion? Where my opinion comes from? It comes from morality. What does morality come from? You know, from doing good. But doing good, what does doing good come from? And we need to say it, that it comes from being religious to a certain extent. Because all our world around us was possible thanks to morality to a certain extent. You know what's right, what's wrong, why is right, why is wrong in the end. And if you keep on digging why, you're just gonna go to the core of the issue. You know,
stuff like the world is getting different, you know, like the Canada with
the maid.
Yeah,
I mean, like there was a lady she was vaccine injured from COVID, and she was paralyzed half a waist down. Instead of offering her a solution, they offered to the MAID program. You know, so it's like
there is the risk that if people will get too many choices, they'll get crazy and the world just go. You know,
I'm not saying like, no, you don't have to do that. Like,
I mean, everybody should have their choice, right?
If you're having if it's really terrible for you, for your life, that you're gonna die, then you need to look into that and make a decision accordingly, because it's bad for your life, for your health in the end. But I'm not up for that's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy thing.
It's hard to say.
It's
whatever.
really hard to say.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I hope really people can come together and just there's never going to be a solution because it's difficult to make
I
people
don't think-
agree.
I don't think it will get better. Sorry.
But we
I mean,
have to
look-
be, we have to be. There is this sentiment around that our quality of life is going to go down and down and down. The people that think now that things are worse than they were yesterday.
Well, but all the technologies we're like being apart, trying to sending people to, to the moon,
Mm-hmm.
trying to. It's a lot, We don't know what's gonna be, right?
What are you trying to say? Sending people to the moon?
Oh, there was like they're sending not to the moon, but.
What I'm saying is
Right.
that we still have it as a society. We made so much progress throughout history
Mhm.
where we reached the pinnacle, the top of equality,
Yeah.
human rights, wealth. The poorer are much richer today than they were 20, 30, 40 years ago. The richer got richer, but the poorer got richer as well. So
Yeah.
we're moving up, and up,
Mm-hmm. No, it was just 4 new astronauts head to the International Space Station for a 6-month stay.
Oh, damn.
Right? Crazy.
What are you going to do? 6 months. Hope they have
Out
a
there.
PlayStation out there.
Yeah. It's very hard topic, because
What?
no,
Stay.
like what we were saying,
Yeah, and there's not going to be a
solution for
a
that.
solution because the people are so divided and nobody is really willing to sit down and have a
I mean,
conversation.
in the end, it's what we're talking about. It's woman's decision. So
But you can have an opinion, though.
Yeah.
I've heard this
Mhm.
this statement here many times. They will say, "Oh, why men want to have something to say about a woman?" Well, guess what? Because that wouldn't be possible
They're
without,
part of it,
without a
for
man.
sure. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
that's
you know
true.
what I'm
But
saying? So it's not one person decision; it's both.
it is. So like those people who are involved in certain situations,
But
they'll be-
there's unfortunately violent rape in cases like this. That's out of the that's not an option, So it's
Mhm.
even more difficult. But I really hope we can move forward and have like more productive ways to have bodily autonomy for you, but also find not go to the extreme of terminating a life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what do we have today? We have topics.
Yeah.
We're going like crazy. I like when we ramble on and go on a
Yeah.
different tangent. So what do you got?
It's
I
very
got another thing
flexible.
about Apple.
Yeah, I told you. So we can read what we have on Apple. What I have. You want me to start and then you?
Yeah,
with
go
yours?
ahead. Yeah.
So Apple's electric car project is dead.
Ooh.
After a decade of work, the company is reportedly giving up on its ambitious effort to create an autonomous electric car. So Apple has halted its long-rumored Project Titan work on developing an electric car, according to Bloomberg. The company reportedly announced the news internally on Tuesday and said many people in the 2,000-person team behind the car will shift to generative AI efforts instead. Apple's COO, Jeff Williams, and Kevin Lynch, a vice president in charge of the project, informed employees of the project's discontinuation, Bloomberg reports. The outlet adds that there will also be layoffs, but it's not clear how many workers it will affect.
How much did they spend for that?
Mm,
Because they must have spent like a huge amount of capital to develop that program because it was 2 years, right?
Yes. I'm sure they spent a lot, but it doesn't say how much they did spend. So, car was rumored to remain under the 100,000 threshold. Oh. It seems like they're backing off with those electric cars and stuff, you know?
Well, yeah, because so Apple has spent more than $10 billion
Oh, shoot.
working on the Apple car over the last decade. According to a report from the New York Times that details the issues the project failed during development. Apple first launched the project in 2014 and let it flounder for more than a decade.
Wow.
before
Yeah,
calling
10
earlier
years.
this week. Wow, 10 billion. Okay, so they're worth more. They're worth now. I
But it's
think more
nothing
than,
for them.
more than $1 trillion.
Yeah. So
So it's really like
it's like
peanuts.
little cost.
So the difficulty for them, from what I read, is that the car would eventually cost $100,000,
Yep.
and that there would not be enough margin to make profits, because it's people would not, unless very few people afford to, but who could be able to afford to buy that kind of electric vehicle,
Yeah.
and then they did not have enough real world data to develop the cars, unlike Tesla. Because Tesla has the software runs on each car. Every Tesla has a camera and records the driving routes, not the routes themselves, but all the incidents, all the lights, all the situations are compiled.
Yeah.
And the system keeps on learning and learning and learning.
Plus, they have so many chargers all over.
Oh, yeah. Well, there would not be a problem. But the thing is that an Apple car would be a really expensive thing. But and if you want to drive like adoption, the car would have to cost much, much less.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot compete for a Tesla that costs $35,000.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
the lowest model, the Tesla, costs
35.
Yeah,
Yeah.
35,000.
That's
So
how they're
that's,
winning.
Yeah.
The problem is with those batteries, like you're buying something that you know that battery will die after 10 years
Yes.
approximately.
Yes.
And then even if you want to sell after 5 years, the person who will buy it also knows that, okay, I have some left, but not much.
Well, you did the expectation that the average Apple user that is well off financially, they will most likely purchase that car to have all the apps, everything
I'm sure, but
synchronized.
is this like the large amount of people? No, I don't know.
Probably, but that could never justify the cost of the development.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It will be just kind of pro bono thing.
Well, then the other thing is that, German automakers starting to scrap down all their plans for fully electric vehicles.
The same with those Apple Vision Pro. I think it's kind of pain in the ass for them because people are returning. There's not many great opinions about that.
Well, especially the
plus cost of product.
The Quest costs 1/4, no, 1/8, 1/5,
Yeah, something like that.
more or less $400 compared to 3,800. So I think
$35.99.
cost would have to come down incredibly.
But they said the problem is that it costs like $1,500 to produce it.
Oh, wow.
All the materials.
Yeah.
Plus time, labor, sending that packaging stuff. It's not like
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'm pretty sure in the next 5 years,
they will find
they will
something
make
for sure.
models that will cost less and less. But Quest did it, though.
They did.
So they cost
But I don't know how the Quest works, if it's good or no.
Yeah.
Never really tried it.
Yeah, it's a different thing. But if they develop AI...
Because Apple Vision Pro basically gives you like computer in your eyes, you know, that you can like have stuff, edit videos.
But I don't know if... we don't know how the long exposure, long duration of you...
I'm sure
wearing
not
those
great.
things.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like your face is red.
I mean, to a certain extent, are you gonna make a distinction between reality and that kind of world when you use those?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it is.
You know. So what do you have on Apple?
So what do you have on Apple here is that Apple has been hit with a fine of 1.8 billion euros, or about $1.95 billion too, let's say, by the European Commission, part of the European Union. The governmental body found the company was abusing its dominant position on the market in the way it distributed music streaming platforms through its app stores. The commissions found that Apple applied restrictions on app developers, preventing them from informing iOS users about alternative and cheaper music subscription services available outside the app. The EU regulators said iOS users might have paid significantly higher prices for music streaming subscriptions as a result of Apple imposing the fees on developers, a practice that went on for nearly a decade. This meant that users either had to find offers for cheaper subscriptions outside the app, or that they didn't subscribe to any service because they couldn't find one on their own, the Commission said. It added that Apple's restriction amounted to unfair trading conditions and were illegal under EU antitrust rules. Apple said in a press release they would appeal the decision. It also hit out at Spotify, claiming it was the biggest beneficiary of the decision. The tech giant also said the Commission reached the decision despite a failure to uncover any credible evidence on consumer harm. It ignores the realities of a market that is thriving, competitive, and growing fast. So I think there's a dispute here. So Apple accused Spotify wanting to bend the rules in favor by embedding subscription prices in their app without using the App Store in-app purchase system. Spotify on Monday welcomed the imposed fine and decision in a blog post. It said this decision sends a powerful message. No company, not even a monopoly like Apple, can wield power abusively to control how other companies interact with their customers. And then the EU was putting customers first by requiring Apple to stop its illegal conduct in the EU. And they say that the streaming firm claimed Apple's App Store rules purposely limit choice and stifle innovation by imposing 30% commission on app developers. So if you want to put your app on the App Store,
You gotta
pay 30%.
Mm-hmm.
And then Apple announced charges on the EU in a bid to comply with the Digital Markets Act, a law designed to increase competition and limit tech giants' dominance in the digital marketplace. Yeah. And Spotify shares rose almost 1.9% in Paris following the announcement. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm all for, you need to have a fair competition among companies. I agree on that. If you still want to look on the marketplace for smartphones, Apple has a monopoly on it.
Yeah. There is Apple, nothing, and Samsung.
If you remember what happened with Fortnite and Apple,
Yeah.
they really got to court because I remember Fortnite took their app off the App Store.
But Apple has power and they can do it. That's their phone. They can do whatever they want, you know?
They have the platform, yeah.
Yeah, plus 30% of... It makes sense. Like if you're trying to put something on their app store...
Well, they have Apple Music. And
yeah.
For them, it's big.
But if you're talking about putting your app to the App Store, it's kind of like, I don't know how to say that, selling your house. Like the realtor will get some percentage.
Yeah, 6%. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like in charge of finding you a client, right?
Yeah.
So Apple is giving you opportunity to find a new client. The same with those companies where they provide delivery for food, and you're putting your restaurant to the app, and the app takes like 20% maybe, because they're giving you recognition.
The platform.
Platform.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But you need to see the case here. I have Apple Music, okay? And I want to make a killing on the business of selling music and subscriptions, correct? And I have Spotify. Spotify is my direct competitor. And Spotify has access to my platform, okay? So I need to do two things. I make Apple Music more competitive with more products, more choices, better service than Spotify, or I lower the price of the subscription for Apple Music because I need to compete with Spotify. And if Spotify has an edge, because Spotify is a huge piece of the market as well with music nowadays, you know, and I used to have Google Music, which how was that
Google
called?
Music?
Yeah, it was older. Then they changed to YouTube Red YouTube Music or something.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
never
remember.
used it.
I bought albums with there, and they're still
Really?
They're still in that account.
Interesting.
It was crazy. And then, so that's direct competition to your product that you already sell. So you mind, of course, you want to push your product more.
Yeah.
You say, yeah, but I give you the platform. But yeah.
Which one you use at the moment?
I use Spotify, yeah.
How much you pay for it?
Pay $18 for family.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I actually haven't used Apple Music
Oh, you use Apple Music?
since
How
a
much?
long time.
How much you pay?
I think it's. I need to check. It's like $8 or $9
Oh, okay.
per month.
Yeah, no, it was very. So I was paying like 14 or 15 for my only Spotify.
I pay in different currencies,
But-
so in dollars it's.
I'll be much less.
Yes.
But then my kids were having
$5.50.
Ah, damn. But my kids were having the free version of Spotify, and they were just like bombarded with
Ads.
advertisement.
Mhm.
And I said, well, I'll just do it for them.
Yeah.
And then, apparently you can have up to 6 people on the same membership. So it would be a good thing.
I just don't like the transferring from, because before that I used Tidal. Have you heard about that one?
No.
It's a Jay-Z.
No.
It's kind of like Spotify with really high quality music. They're famous for their hi-fi sound.
I used to have iTunes. That's what Apple
That's a
Music
different
was called.
Yeah.
iTunes was for music
to buy
once.
like
yeah.
Mhm.
And
They removed it.
I used to, so you could buy a song for 99 cents. Then it went up to 129 or something. So there was and you had the song on your, that's because you had it on your,
Still.
you had it on your iPod.
There's something interesting Charlie Puth share with people. And there was like the tweet.
Okay, I have to use the bathroom. Go ahead.
Well, I wait for you because I need you to hear it. Let me find it. Yeah, it's all about music, and like the tweet is about how music is changing currently, and like how they're not paying enough apparently to those artists. And I don't know how it's gonna be, because AI it's coming with music too. And this is very interesting. I'm gonna wait for Ben to read it. But yeah, I use Apple Music, and I just don't like that. If I would transfer all my songs to different platform, maybe I would be, because I have hundreds of songs collected here, and I don't really feel like, sitting hours and moving them. Okay. So there is a tweet.
Okay, so what did Charlie Puth?
So he doesn't say,
Charlie-
he just shared somebody's.
You say Charlie Puth?
Yeah. Something I keep saying is, if you're lucky enough to go viral, just use the exposure to generate income some other way, they say. Musicians should be able to generate income via their music. Do you want good music, or do you want what you paid for? If we want quality music, somebody's gonna have to pay for this. Streaming services don't pay properly. Labels want a bigger cut than ever and just sit and wait for you to go viral. TikTok doesn't pay properly, and touring is getting prohibitively expensive for most artists. And by the way, since it's cheaper to produce fast, synthetic music to drop on streaming every week to capitalize on those strengths of the model, watch how the model is preparing you for AI-generated music that pays musicians nothing at all. That's very, very...
That is a very insightful. Wow, yes.
Because they want those easy, quick, synthetic music to put it every week, have something, but this is what...
But I feel like with the social media, you got a chance to like go viral. Yes. If you do something, a song that is really good and compelling.
But it's harder now than it used to be.
Yeah, but he's right though. Like you're doing everything to build an AI model that is cheap to produce and to publish.
They're getting trying to get people used to it.
Yeah, but what a better way to make your music release and publish your own music directly to your followers and
What do you mean?
create a subscription model
But
and give people the
okay.
opportunity to buy your music directly instead of having a label.
But then you will have such a small amount of people, like the target.
Well, no, if it's good, it will go viral.
I don't know. They would.
Because what the label music, what do the labels do? They give you advance money, and
But they expect
they
you to.
create the album. They will promote you for sure. They will set up your tour, you know, and I mean, I believe I'm not really an expert here, but I assume that music labels will give you a platform, will open up the world for you in the world of music and make you,
But
you know, putting you out there more. Why you cannot do that in yourself?
well, but you still have like those streaming services. They're like the highest amount of people listen there.
Yeah, but look at that guy. That guy that created a song and put it on X. And
Yeah, nobody even
Anthony.
listened to him anymore. Like,
I don't know about that. Like
Yeah.
he was an overnight sensation. He went to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He had like there was a dispute that he had that people were gonna pay a higher amount of money, you know, or some other musicians said that, oh man, you're good. Some record labels offered him millions of dollars to get in. He said no to all of that.
so he didn't maintain anything.
He was not really interested in it, I think. So he's just interested to have smaller audiences and make it affordable for everybody to go and see him. And he apparently had different tens of songs already written, and there was only one of the many that he performed. You know?
I never heard about him anymore. So that maybe
No,
that's how
yeah.
this works. You know.
Yeah.
I know that if you wanna do your music, you gotta cooperate with somebody because the cost of everything. That's how it works apparently.
Yeah, but compared to many years ago, you don't have a guardian anymore that stands between you and the audience. There will be record labels. You know what I'm
but
saying?
they still cooperate with them.
Because in the world of social media, you can make your own marketing.
Well, but the problem is that those platforms, they don't pay well, you know? That's
I know,
why they reach for those labels.
Yeah, but I think that this just that is just a beginning.
Of getting worse? Or what?
No, the beginning of your success. Like you make your songs, right?
Yeah.
You go viral, okay? You have accounts in different platforms, and you post your music, I don't know, on a weekly basis, monthly. I mean, it depends. You cannot be that prolific. You can also.
But then...
And then somebody recognizes your success, and they may make you an offer.
Yeah.
You know, because they may see in you an opportunity to
Grow.
Yeah. But honestly, you can start little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But look, influencers are the same thing. Like you never had this thing. Influencers with advertisement.
Yeah.
Like if you have millions of eyes on you, you just can do what you're doing, and you got advertisers come to you.
The problem, like with the music, is that it takes such a huge amount of time.
It does.
You know, that's why I'm still like I was trying to put some stuff, but it's still taking me time. You know, it's rough.
Just let me tell you, 6 months of super hyper focused work will be enough to set you up for success. 6 months of like really like focused work, like super mindset of like doing that work.
That's true.
You know, where you just you just organize your day and you make sure you are at it every day, every day. No days off. There's no Saturday, there's no Sunday, there's no Christmas. There's just that thing.
That's true.
So you gotta put
Effort.
yours into slap your inner bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he says, oh, I don't feel like today, no, get up and do it. You know.
That is true.
So what do we have here? So I have a very curious situation here about a recent piece of media news that came out. And 4 arrested after Spanish blogger on India motorcycle tour gang raped. I'm not telling about this. This is something really that is terrible that happened. It happened to this couple. They traveled to different countries. They were influencers on Instagram, and they went to India, and something bad happened to them. Indian authorities have arrested 4 people suspected of being part of a group that gang raped a Spanish tourist and assaulted her partner. The woman, whose identity was not revealed by the authorities, is a travel blogger with more than 200,000 followers on Instagram. There is a video of her and her companion explaining this, and they're all battered, their faces.
Oh, sure.
The couple has stopped their motorbikes and set up a tent to pass the night in the state of Dumka district before a group of 7 men attacked them.
Oh, sure.
All the members of the group have been identified and the remaining suspects will be arrested soon. Jharkhand Police Chief Ajay Kumar Singh told the Indian Express newspaper, "They had beaten and robbed us, although not many things were taken because what they wanted was to rape me," the 28-year-old woman said in an Instagram post. In another post, her male partner said he was hit several times in the head with a helmet and that his mouth is destroyed. And then the couple were touring South Asia and had concluded a trip to Sri Lanka before the Indian leg of their journey. Sexual violence targeting women is common in India, with women from minority tribal communities being particularly at risk. Taboos around speaking up about the crime and low conviction rates of suspects add to the problem. The latest news from around the world, timely, accurate, fair. An average of nearly 90 rapes were reported in India every day, meaning one woman was raped every 18 minutes in 2022, according to National Crime Records Bureau, which recorded 31,516 rape cases that year. Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh states recorded the highest number of cases. So, my thing is, this is an example of you do have the freedom, yes, to travel around the world, but you as a tourist need to recognize and make and research where in the world it's safe for you to go. Because if you live in the prosperous, safe Western country like Europe or the United States, you might have the assumption that if you go to Africa or you go to India or where the rule of law is really iffy and there is a high risk of you getting in danger, you may assume that all the world is a fairy tale and everything is good. That's not the case. And this morning, I found myself reading Will Spencer. It's called The Renaissance of Man. He wrote a nice post on X, and he was telling his experience when he actually traveled. He went to India by himself.
But this is one of the most crazy countries.
It is.
Why would you go there?
It is. And he said, I spent 6 months backpacking along through India in 2018 and 2019. And he said he traveled by overnight bus. And he's a 6-foot-tall white man. And he said he had his fair share of being taken advantage of because he was seen as a walking ATM. Because many people just stole his money in a way, like made him overpay. And he said, but by God's providence, I was never physically assaulted nor meaningfully threatened. However, I also traveled for 3 years in preparation to visit the country. And I have learned hard lessons of situational awareness and personal security. Despite that, it took all my strengths to complete the journey through India. It was the conclusion of my travels for a reason. And he said, many times I did see malice in the eyes of moto taxi drivers, because there's stories of these taxi drivers that would drive people in remote location and threaten them either to kill them or to beat them up if they don't give them their money, you know? And he's saying here, India is not a safe place, a safe country to travel in. While not dangerous like a country at war, it is a nation of unimaginable corruption at levels that would shock an average Westerner. And it is barely civilized, even in many popular locations like Agra, where the Taj Mahal is. Especially because your skin color marks you as a target in ways you cannot hide. And this is the part that I really like the most. He says, liberal Americans have this view of the rest of the melanated world. Melanated means as a melanin. Melanin is like the complexion of your skin.
Okay.
You know, as one big song of Kumbaya, like see the world as a fairy tale, crying out against the oppression of the White West. This could not be farther from the truth. Violence, bigotry, and hatred are standard operating practices of the residents of many countries. So members of foreign nations express racisms to and from each other and make our microaggressions look like a sneeze. Such people laugh at our naive ignorance of the way the world really is, which is why Westerners are often such an easy mark. And then they say America, New Zealand, and Europe are the safest region on earth because the Christian West regards each human being as made in the image of God. So he's saying that Christian countries are among the safest because of this regard
Tradition.
of each human. Yes. And he says human rights came from the Christian tradition for this reason, and no religion on earth has ever honored women as much as Christianity does. Christ spoke with and healed women, even appearing to them first in his resurrected form in all four Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And this was a profound affirmation of the innate values of women in a Jewish and Roman culture that regarded them far lower in value than men. And then he says here, so when feminism demolished the Christian West under the banner of smash the patriarchy, it actually invited a level of barbarism towards women that they had previously been largely sheltered from by God's decree. Yes, there were and are abusive men in the West, just as there are many, many good people in the East. But life as a woman in Europe and America far surpasses the safety and security of life of a woman in the East. And he's saying here that the British ended, when the British occupied India, they ended this Hindu practice that is called sati. That means like when a widow of somebody, of a husband that died, she needed to burn herself with the body of the husband.
Oh, wow.
And during colonization. And he says here, the last part, the great blessing of my solo travels was that I got to see many beautiful things about the more than 30 countries I visited, including India. But I also got to see them for what they are. I firmly maintain that true global travel will turn anyone into a raging conservative. It did me. I pray for the speedy recovery of this couple and that it does not make them bitter. It easily could. I would prefer it make them honest, which I imagine it will. So, yes. So you traveled in Europe, right? And you've seen the difference.
Because it opens up your eyes, you know? You see the real people and how they are.
But if you still travel in Europe, you're still relatively safe.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't travel to India, really. I mean, it's just crazy, like the people's behavior and how I've seen many videos. This is like, many people are saying that they're getting overwhelmed like right away.
Oh man, no, there was this lady. She went to a beach. I don't know if it was in India, Bangladesh. I don't remember. And she was in a swimming suit, so she assumed it was fine. And she had like 20 or 30 men all around looking at her. Yeah. And she was
especially,
taking...
Okay.
It's like, come on.
I don't want to judge, but like people there, especially guys in India, they're kind of crazy at women at
Well,
like
there's not that many women. Everybody, the
no, but like
family want a male,
especially
I
them,
suppose. No,
they're like it's just something about that.
you
know?
think?
Yeah,
I mean, I believe, yeah, they're good and bad.
but they're very violent, very noisy community over there. Like I've seen many vlogs with people going to India, and they're saying, okay, I've been here 2 days and I'm leaving. I can not stand this noisy environment. You know what I mean?
And I also heard of accounts that people say that France is not France anymore. And there was this American girl, she went over the Tour Eiffel, and there were so many people around. And all the men asked her, do you want to come back to my hotel? Hey, beautiful, you want to come with me? Like, she felt really unsafe to what she was saying.
Yeah.
Because mostly all these men, mostly immigrant background, they were asking her to go back to their hotel. And
just terrible.
yeah. Do you think that some certain cultures are compatible with each other?
Some of them, not all of them. If it's too many differences, it's hard to like build something.
Yeah.
But I would love to like try to go to like other Asian countries, but I would rather choose some Vietnam, Thailand, you know, more like on this.
I'll go to Japan, man.
Yeah, another great. I mean,
South Korea, Japan.
South Korea,
Nice.
Bali, you know, Indonesia. Those are like. But
many
India,
people say Abu Dhabi is one of the safest countries in the world.
It's
Wow.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Like I know many people
and
who
everything
went to
is
Dubai.
clean.
Yes,
Dubai.
Because the thing, like, you
well,
know,
there's really harsh penalties
yes,
for people that
but
commit
I don't
crimes.
know if you know that there is no unemployment in Dubai. If you don't work, you cannot live there.
Oh wow, yeah.
So it's like very strict, and like people who've been there, they said it's very safe and like quiet. People are respectful. That's
the things you would like to have in a society, you know, to promote.
That's why I'm surprised that those people went to India. Like that would be the last place I would like to go.
Can you imagine, like, you go with your girlfriend and you have to go through that? I cannot imagine. Nightmare.
No, I cannot imagine because I wouldn't go there.
It's a nightmare. Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna be like super experienced and older traveler, but no, like there's so many better places to go. Thailand, I know that has some disadvantages too, but overall, you know, you have so many choices.
I don't know. Just research where you're going. Yeah, not everybody has the same affords you the same rights as the United States.
It's enough to watch a vlog of 20 minutes, people visiting certain country, and you will see. Like every vlog I've seen from India, it's like people are getting overwhelmed, and they were saying that it's just crazy environment. So it's a red flag.
Yeah, that's true. What else you have?
I was having this thing because the March started with the Global Day of Unplugging, and I was thinking if you have how you approach unplugging from the cell phone devices.
So what is the topic?
It's just the national. People are celebrating National Day of Unplugging, to getting off the phone, to going out.
National Day
of unplugging.
Only one day?
I think there was 2 days or something, or 3 days.
I still think that is too little, man.
3 days, or what?
No, she had like a month.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of
a month of unplugging.
I mean, but for example, even if you look what we do now, it's like at this point it's hard to unplug, you know?
Yeah.
Because like constant social media is attacking you, and you have to post, you know? And it's like, I try to unplug sometimes for 1 day or so, but I cannot unplug for a few months.
I had to put a time limit for some apps.
X.
Yeah, because it's like even when I put the time limit, I still do like a 15-minute at a time, but still lowered my time overall. Because the reminds me like, oh, your time limit is finished, and it's frustrating, and it makes me feel really like I'm saying, am I really this stupid, to fall for it and keeping on
Scrolling content
and going there,
and getting
So
your
it's-
mind more and more
It's
stuff.
crazy. Yeah. So unplugging, for some people, it's difficult, especially younger ones, because they're born into it.
Mm-hmm.
And many people, their lives are around social media. For me, the weekend is when, believe it or not, the weekend is when I have less exposure on.
Okay.
If I go and look at my
I mean, for me too.
my
probably.
usage is because like when I always listen to something, and when I work out, when I go for a long run, I prefer to listen to a podcast. When I drive, I prefer to listen to a podcast. So all those hours are compounded, are mostly like podcasts.
I mean, it doesn't count to your screen time though.
It does, yeah.
No. If you
Oh,
if
is
your
it-
phone is locked and you're listening to the music or podcast in the car or on your headphones while working, it doesn't count to your screen time. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then today I went through the YouTube channels that I subscribed to, and I had 89. And I say, I barely look or listen to any of these.
I didn't really watch YouTube past month.
And I went
at
down,
all.
yeah, and I went down and I deleted some, maybe 10. So
I'm curious now what I spend on YouTube. Because there is also the watch time. I sometimes watch when I make some food and then I sit and watch.
yeah, same for me.
You know what I mean? It's like, so last 7 days on YouTube, I spent 1 hour, 45 minutes, and it was 15 minutes daily average. I don't think it's a lot. I don't know. That's interesting because you said even if you work out, you want to listen to something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like.
it's either music or listen to a podcast.
Huh.
Yeah,
I often just want to be.
because the music at the gym is much worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen many people having noise canceling, like
Yeah, I do always put the headphones even if I don't listen.
So I don't know how would that work with sweating while running?
Oh, it works great. Just fine.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Will isolate you?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
use the-
Of course.
yeah. So
That's why I love swimming pool or sauna because you go there and there is no distraction, no music, just quiet. It's
So I was looking to this brand of indoor saunas. It's like a sauna for one person, and there is the light. It's infrared. Well, that's more
Not
like
the
that,
same.
and it's like a small cabin that you can have in your apartment.
I know. But
And they
it's
run around for $5,000, I think. And everything is the wood is made out like really legit.
So if you're already spending that much, I would rather suggest to look for real sauna.
I know, but you own the thing. You can just go in anytime you want.
I know, but it's just not gonna give you that effect you're expecting.
Yeah.
I would rather suggest you to go first and check all options, all the saunas, and fit like maybe for you the real sauna it's too hot, and maybe infrared will be good for you. But if you want to get this effect of this sweating, in infrared sauna might take you an hour. What you can achieve in regular sauna for 5 minutes, because the temperature is just in the infrared sauna you will get 50 Celsius.
But most saunas on the spa around here are all infrared.
No.
Yeah. A few of them have the rocks.
What do you mean? Like I never seen infrared sauna here.
No?
No, like all the gyms I went. All
The
around it.
gyms. No, I'm saying like spa places.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the plugging you said?
Unplugging.
Unplugging. Leave your phone home, man.
That was the.
That's the only thing. Like, what can I say? Many times I had my phone broken and I was waiting for repairs or for a new phone, and I felt the best I could ever feel.
So There was funny video. Somebody was like, the best tip, how to save money. Lay the fuck down and don't move.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, lay down and don't move.
And then there was another thing I sent you here with the phone that they finally designed the phone which will last 1 week without charging, and the Energizer, they produce the batteries. But the phone, it's 3 times more heavy than regular iPhone. I mean, by the idea, it's kind of cool, like 28,000 capacity of the battery, mAh. So 1 week without charging, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty good. Well, it depends if they have that ink screen.
I think regular.
It's regular?
Yeah, it should be like 28. Like, for example, the iPhones, they usually have like around 3,000.
So there is this phone that I've been debating to buy it for so long that I already told you. Light phone. Light phone 2. It's very small. Ink screen. It has podcasts, directions. You can type. It's very simple. Doesn't have a browser, doesn't have social media.
Okay.
And you can use like earphones with the cable to put it in with the jack, and battery lasts you a long time. And many people have abandoned the iPhone and gone with that phone, and have found like their quality of life.
But if you want to be a content creator, it's tough,
Well, if you just record and post. When I did not have a smartphone, do you know how I would find out on articles and websites and all of that?
Computer?
Yeah, laptop. Whenever I would have a chance, like sitting or eating, I would just look at stuff. Instead here now we have it with us at all.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I would love to ditch all the social media, but then when it comes to, for example, posting videos or other stuff, or even communication with people, I know it sounds great, but I don't know if it's...
Because communication, I would say, okay, I will call you at this time specifically to somebody,
People don't really call each other anymore.
People don't call each other anymore.
Didn't
so
you
they
think?
They would just text.
I know it's a great idea, and it's like very utopian idea, right?
Yeah.
And I would love everybody to just fuck social media and leave it and go outside, play soccer, walk, chill.
Yeah.
But it's too late.
But what's preventing you from doing that already? I mean, come on. It just takes some self-control.
From what?
From putting the phone down and...
Oh, I don't have issue with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I don't watch TikTok.
But the thing is that even when we watch movies or TV, if there's a commercial, what we do? We take the phone and we scroll around.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way.
I think it's like a syndrome too, when you get bored.
TV show, Shogun. Oh my goodness.
What is
Beautiful.
Where they play it?
So there was a book. There was a TV show that came out in the 70s. And there was a book. And I read the book. I was living in North Carolina, and it was hurricane season. And we were without electricity for a whole day. The book was around 1,000 pages. I read it from morning to evening in one breath. I was so interested in that. So it talks about feudal Japan in around 1600, where Portugal had exclusive trading rights with Japan. They were the first one from the outside world to go to Japan, bring the Catholic faith, and also trade with the Japanese. And it's incredible because there's this guy that comes from, he's kind of a pirate, he comes from England, he's a Protestant, and the Japanese are interested in him as well and say, why do you hate the Portuguese? And there's all this, and he appears to be the key between the Japanese for conquest among, it's fantastic. Yeah, because I always loved the samurai culture, and all of that. So it's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
That's good.
So it's still ongoing, and there's gonna be one season only, 10 episodes,
That's cool.
and one episode per week is made by FX.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's really high production, high value.
Nice.
Do you remember? I don't know if you heard about that Sony movie that came out, Madame Web.
No.
So it was like a prequel to Spider-Man, and it was a terrible fiasco. Like the
Even though
dialogue was terrible, the story was messy, and they spent like maybe
that's crazy.
$200 million.
So much money.
Yeah, and the cast is all women, and it's kind of like sketchy a little bit, and many things don't make sense, and yeah, that's insane.
My the TV show The Rookie is back.
It is. I saw that, and then I wanted to go to the movie theater to watch Dune 2.
Oh, I didn't like the
But
first
the
one.
movie theater was packed.
Really?
Yeah, the only
Wow.
places available were the ones really in the front.
Holy shit!
Yeah, past weekend.
It's not my style. You know that.
It's
not my
sci-fi.
style.
You don't like it? It's well
No.
made. Come on now.
I guess, yeah. But for The Rookie, I'm just waiting until all the
It's season
episodes.
6.
I know.
Oh, you're waiting
Waiting-
for all of them.
Until they all come, then I can watch them all.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm here. I watched the first 2 episodes of Shogun. I have to wait like
Yeah, that's
until
sucks.
they come out. Shoot.
I just really like the vibe of the TV show.
Yeah.
It's just fun, you know.
Yeah, that's unplugging too. But
Yeah. Do you
can
have
be
anything
relaxing.
else?
Yes, so we got here to sports, and we are both football aficionados. That means European football.
Soccer.
Football.
Others.
And something really happened yesterday. My dear loved Vecchia Signora Juventus team lost 2-1 after hitting like getting very, very close against Napoli. They lost 2-1.
That's crazy.
But what happened in Spain yesterday in La Liga between Real Madrid and Valencia, it's really insane. So Jude Bellingham's non-goal shows us football's full-time law needs to change. Football is an exception, and for the full-time loss, because Real Madrid 2-2 draw at Valencia on Saturday night exposes its limitation. 7 minutes of stoppage time came up on the 4th officials board. After that, there was a 2-minute delay when a penalty initially awarded against Real was overturned by the VAR. The delays meant the match continued into its 99th minute, and as Luka Modric approached to take a Madrid corner, referee Jesus Gil Manzano signaled that this would be the match's final play. Valencia cleared, but only to the edge of the box, as Madrid winger Brahim Diaz prepared to cross the ball back in. Gil Manzano blew his whistle. Game over. Less than a second later, Diaz delivered his cross. The referee whistle had not yet registered with the players awaiting it. Jude Bellingham, who has scored 16 goals in La Liga this season, headed in, wheeling away in celebration. He and Madrid thought it was the winner. Another special moment in his spectacular debut season. Madrid's official website called it an unprecedented refereeing decision, but by the letter of the law, they had no case. Gil Manzano had played enough stoppage time. It signaled his intention to end the game, and the final whistle means the game is over. No ifs, buts, or maybes. The anger came from one football's unwritten laws that when the team is attacking, the final whistle should not be blown. Football's rulebook is vague about exactly when a referee should blow the whistle. According to the National Football Association Board, the sports lawmakers, the referee acts as the timekeeper. The additional time may be increased by the referee, but not reduced. The allowance for time lost is at discretion of the referee. And the law 5.2 adds the referee may not change a restart decision on realizing that it is incorrect if the referee has signaled the end of the first or second half. And there's many other cases where this instance happened. But the thing is that the laws allow for subconscious bias, the possibility of home teams or favorites being given more chances, and for inconsistency with referees interpreting what constitutes an attack differently. And then football has a few challenges because for further stoppages after 90th minute, injuries, substitutions, celebrations, time wasting, referees cannot simply blow up the second that the clock hit the end of the allotted stoppage time. If football had a system where the clock stopped when the ball was out of play, matches would swell to an unprecedented length. The typical ball in play time in the Premier League is roughly 55 minutes. Under the current system, however, teams complain if the whistle is blown while there are only one on the attack. Amid this indistinctness, no one is happy. That's crazy, yeah.
But of course they did hear the whistle. But still, like, how stupid he finished in the middle of the...
So the players crossed the ball
from the box, like, this is like...
But he whistled while they were crossing the ball.
When the ball was...
in the air. Mm-hmm. And then the player hit it and he went into the goal.
Yeah, but the ball was like literally going to the box and like you don't finish game.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there was gonna be a win for Real Madrid if he were never whistled.
Maybe he had the game sold for tie.
But after the World Cup, they really changed the way overtime
It
went.
sucks, man. Like
they really push it because
why so much time added?
From what I remember, they will give very, very tight minutes.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
0
3,
sometimes.
5 if they really wasted time.
Yes.
But no more than that. Now they're really going for 6, 7, 8 minutes. I mean, if you really want to go for this much, make another... break the game in three times.
Periods.
Yes, 3 periods.
Yeah, 30 or something.
Because they say, like, the article was saying also that in basketball, if the time is 0, but the ball is in the air and is going toward the basket, it still counts.
Going.
It still counts. And the same thing for football, I suppose. If there's a certain play, because in football they stop the game and stop counting as well. Like every time. Time doesn't go on, and for many other sports it's the same. Yeah. But that's why when you stretch a game for so long too, because he said here, if you really want to do stop and go, it's 55 minutes. Yeah. But the other thing that you see in soccer is that if a team is winning 2-1, the team that is winning,
they will hold the ball.
They will hold the ball and waste so much time. The keeper will hold the ball for so long.
They will pass a lot. They will play safe.
Yeah.
Come back to the defense.
So the referee should push for the game to keep on going. In that case. Yeah. Because everybody takes it easy.
Still, like the Spanish league with the referees is terrible. That's how it's going on there. It's ridiculous, man.
I don't know, but you think if you say that it's the discretion of the referee to give time, how many times the referee have made huge mistakes in the past? Like you would say, even if you look at the VAR, now it's a little bit more help, but
still it's like they're kind of taking the fun.
But that tells you that change is really difficult to come.
It's not the same anymore.
No. Well, the game is different too. They don't call many fouls anymore like they used to. Like every little push, the player would just throw themselves on the ground. And that's the thing that I always despised.
Yeah, like Neymar.
You're athletes, you're men. You stand up and go. Don't fake it if somebody knocks you down and hold your ankle like you're dying. To make it, because what they do,
they're making like so painful.
They make it worse. They make it look like it's worse. So the referee is gonna give a red card or expel the guy. You know. So now with VAR we can see, but even like when France and Italy in 2006 were in the final, and Zinedine Zidane hit the other player. What's his name? Oh man, I have his face here. It was the defense center back. It wasn't Grosso. Well, he was playing for Inter.
I forgot.
He hit him in the chest and knocked him down.
Like,
like there was not VAR there, but all the cameras looked at that, and then the referee expelled it because it was so huge.
Yeah.
It was in the eyes of the world, billions of people watching.
Yeah.
So it was
Or
crazy.
like when Pepe was knocking out all the people. Pepe.
Yeah,
defender.
or when
Suarez bite.
Suarez, what the hell? Suarez,
Okay.
what a horse.
That was actually something different.
So Suarez with his front teeth, he goes out to the players when
Like-
they're in, and do like this, like literally stab them.
So do you know that Ramos was kind of like the player too, right?
Yeah.
So somebody saw him driving.
Oh
the,
man.
On the highway, Sergio Ramos.
Oh my.
But wait.
goodness.
And then the comment says. So the caption was, when you're driving and all of a sudden see Sergio Ramos drive past, and somebody said, "Thank God he didn't tackle him and hit his car."
Yeah, because he's a murderer.
I know.
He was a murderer.
I know.
Oh my
God.
goodness, that guy would be so.
We all
crazy.
know he tackled the car later.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus. Should have gave him a red card.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What a player though.
I know, but
He's
can
won
you
every-
imagine that you're driving and you...
He's for Spain, right? Spain.
Yes. There was another...
He won everything. I think.
There was another video I saved one day. Wait. Shit. Here's a gun. When somebody was driving and Messi was actually... yeah, look. They throw him the...
Oh, the jersey.
They throw him the jersey on the red light. And he was signing it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
Yeah. So Sergio Ramos won multiple La Liga titles with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Several UEFA Champions League.
Where he plays
Real
now.
Madrid.
Where he plays now.
PSG.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't he PSG still? UEFA European Championship. Oh, FIFA Club World Cup. Oh, yeah.
Let me see. Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos. El
No,
Comanche.
Sevilla.
Sevilla. Oh,
He's
he probably-
37.
Yeah, he just plays for fun now.
Yeah.
El Comanche. El Comanche.
He's
Little-
6
little-
feet tall. So
they
he is
call
a strong.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. Like playing against the dude like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, let's wrap it up.
I think so.
It was a good, very good conversations today.
Interesting stuff.
Inflammatory.
No, it's fine.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
thank
having
you
a good time.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us,
It
folks.
was a bit colder today. So
Outside.
Oh,
Oh,
over.
for you? No,
Outside, yeah.
It's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I need sauna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why you're cold all the time, because you have that sauna, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be. You feel the heat a little bit less as well.
Yes, that's why I'm like surprised when you told me of all this infrared. Like for me, it will be like no difference between real air and sauna. You know,
Mhm.
I need like this freaking 200 degrees.
200 degrees. Yeah, you're used to it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, but you gotta try. Like go to both and make your own opinion. What do you like
Mhm.
more?
Yeah.
And see. Do you remember there was a place when we played soccer a couple of times in like the small hangar?
No, I remember that. No,
You
we
don't?
played only one place.
Yeah, that place. With
Yeah.
like those two fields and like
Yeah.
a smaller goals.
Yeah.
So I've heard, I haven't been there, but I've heard that they open like next door, like the sauna place, that there's a bunch of saunas and cold tubs.
Oh, nice.
So you pay like some entrance fee. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
And then you can go to sauna and use
And then do a cold plunge. Oh, damn.
You should go there.
I want
and
to
check
do
it
that.
I can search what is it, because
Yeah.
somebody told me that they just opened a new place.
Nice. We can play soccer and then go and
Oh, hell
take
yeah.
a sauna and a cold plunge.
Heck yeah. All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
folks.
Thank you, and
See you
I'll
next
see you
time.
next time.
Thank you.